Today I've had to announce a number of very challenging business decisions. This morning I sent an email to all of our staff announcing firstly a number of course closures for 2014, focusing on courses that we, as we've examined them over the course of the past months, and we look at our forecasts into 2014 that are simply no longer viable for Bendigo TAFE. They're in the areas of mining, bricklaying and cabinet making, some of our more traditional trades that are shifting as different techniques shift and demand shifts within those sectors. In all, by the end of today, we will have announced 47 redundancies across Bendigo TAFE. Some of those, a small number of those, are voluntary redundancies. That is, in some of the less marginal program areas, we're calling for expressions of interest in relation to voluntary redundancies. The other very significant announcement today has been the very challenging announcement, which is the closure of Brit Beginners, our childcare facility. These changes are very necessary, they're very challenging, but they are, from my perspective and the perspective of our board, responsible decisions, tough decisions that we've had to make, but responsible decisions that we have to have made to get Bendigo TAFE, this important regional institute, back onto a stable and sustainable commercial footing. Detailed analysis, and we've been into incredibly deep analysis of our business performance over the past 3 or 4 months. Analysis of our offerings, our competitiveness, adjusting to what is really now an open market competitive environment in vocational education and training, means that we have had to and will need to continue to shift our business model. We really do need to move from a traditional TAFE environment, one that's been modelled on traditional schooling systems, to a business model, one that is able to compete viably with the many private providers who are moving in to the vocational education and training space. These changes really were announced over 4 years ago and have been coming through the system, materialising in the system over that period. In more recent months, from a state perspective, the pace of that change has changed, we've really increased the rapidity of that change. Bendigo TAFE now must adjust quickly to remain viable into 2014. The main focus for us today, rightly so, has been on the welfare and support of our staff firstly, those staff who are being made redundant and will conclude their careers with Bendigo TAFE towards the end of this year. We've also been very concerned about the students who are affected by our closures and making sure that their qualification pathways are met. We will work with other providers to ensure that the qualifications that they are enrolled in are able to be completed as they've planned to do. The Brit Beginners closure has been incredibly challenging. Last night I met with the staff there and that was one of the toughest staff meetings I've done in some time. We then, through the course of today, have continued to support our staff there and work with our parents and informing our parents as best we can about our plans for Brit Beginners. We'll close the centre on or about the 31st of March next year. We anticipate that that will provide enough time for our parents to make other arrangements for the childcare and needs of their children, and we will be working, and already have started working, incredibly hard to support our staff in adjusting their careers, in continuing their careers in childcare, and assisting our parents in any way that we can to ensure that their childcare arrangements are continuous and in place for their needs in 2014. Incredibly tough decision for us, but one that simply was made on the basis of the viability of that business and the fact that childcare as a business is not core to the business of Bendigo TAFE. We now, as we move forward, must focus on ensuring that this business is a viable business. When you look at where it's positioned in regional Victoria, an incredibly vibrant community, beautifully geographically located, there is no reason why this TAFE college cannot be Victoria's premium TAFE college.